is real, and I feel it is the most important and challenging issue we face as a species. If we ignore the climate crisis, our generation and generations to come may inherit a planet that is not as inhabitable. From melting polar ice caps, glaciers, mountain snowpack, and rising seas, to stronger storms, floods, erosions, droughts, forest fires, heat waves, tropical diseases, bleaching of coral reefs, a possible ice age, and extinctions. The burning of non-renewable fossil fuels, oil, natural gas, and coal in our power plants, refineries, and cars is emitting too much of the greenhouse gas CO2, or carbon dioxide, into the atmosphere. It is thickening so that more of the sun's heat cannot escape. The Earth's temperature is rising. Our population keeps growing, which means that heat-trapping CO2 pollution and deforestation keeps increasing. In this video, I want to focus on things we can do to help Mother Earth. If you want a further explanation about global warming and its serious effects, please read my note on my Facebook page and blog on my MySpace page titled Green the Planet. I am far from an expert, but it is informative, and the more people that become aware of why our planet is in peril, the more we can initiate change. Scientists call the evidence unequivocal after decades of research. Now we need action. What we choose to do in the coming years is vital. It is not too late for us to develop a sustainable world. Reducing our individual carbon footprint can really make a big difference. So I would like to give you some simple solutions that you can easily incorporate into your daily life. But first, I'm going to explain how our homes and buildings in America and other countries receive the electricity that keeps our televisions and computers running and our lights on every day. The electricity that creates carbon emissions, that is. It all generally starts inside of a big centralized power plant that usually burns an already quickly depleting finite resource, oil, natural gas, or coal, to create pressure or steam. A gas or steam turbine drives a generator that makes electricity. This electricity is then sent out of the power plant through all the electrical wires you see on poles lining the streets. There are also phone and cable TV wires that ride the poles. These transmission power lines eventually make it to your home or business, and the voltage enters into your home or business, and it goes through wires hidden within your walls that carry this power to all the outlets. Plug something in, and voila, electricity. Your meter measures the amount consumed. Electricity generated in the power plant has to travel miles and miles through wires to reach its destination that losses occur along the way. We are burning so many fossil fuels to send current that dissipates from power lines and is never even used. Since the Industrial Revolution, the national power grid in the U.S. has been quite inefficient, and the power plants have been polluting the air for over 100 years with the released carbon dioxide, or CO2, that is created from the combustion of the fossil fuels. This pollution is constantly being emitted through tall flue gas stacks. The burning of gas in our vehicles also gives off CO2. CO2 is thickening the atmosphere and is a main greenhouse gas contributing to global warming. It is called a greenhouse gas because it has a greenhouse effect, trapping the sun's heat. To meet increasing energy demands from a growing population, additional dirty power plants keep being built around the world. Our heat that we receive typically comes from electric heating, an oil, gas, propane, or electric furnace, or from on-site ignition of natural gas that is delivered through volatile natural gas pipelines above and underneath the ground. Now, Denmark is one country that has a highly efficient system in place. Instead of one big centralized power plant for a whole region as its focus, it encourages decentralized smaller ones and more of them, and what is called cogeneration, or combined heat and power, abbreviated CHP. CHP plants capture their waste heat and do not emit it as a byproduct, polluting the environment like the U.S. does. Their waste heat is put to good use as thermal energy sent to heat the nearest homes and industries and supply hot water. And Denmark generates a share of their electricity from windmills. Other fuels used for combined heat and electricity are biogas from sewage and landfill gas, or biomass, like wood chips, straw, garbage, and dead plant matter. Because more of these small power plants are dispersed throughout a whole region, most of the energy produced does not have to travel far and does reach its destination efficiently. Besides CHP, carbon sequestration captures and stores CO2 pollution and could be implemented into today's system. It is expensive, it increases the fuel needs, and leaks can cause suffocation, however. I think the nation should expand development of modern CHP plants because what they sequester gets used as local heating, making them very efficient. Plus, they are an inexpensive method of cutting carbon. There are many CHP plants already in the U.S. America and other countries are using less wasteful, new, innovative technologies to decrease dependence on oil. We are capable of reducing our carbon footprint 90%. Clean, renewable, easily accessible, plentiful energy does create electricity and is being fed into the grid. Options include wind turbine power from the wind, tidal and wave power from the ocean, and tidal power is different from wave power in that it uses underwater windmills, and wave power uses floating buoys that bob up and down with the waves to make electricity. Hydropower comes from the force of dam water, and geothermal power collects heat stored underground. Solar power utilizes the sun's light and heat to produce electrical energy, and thermal solar power provides hot water. Biofuels are an alternative to fuel vehicles with ethanol from sugarcane and corn and with vegetable oil, among others. Currently, renewable energy is increasing everywhere. Still, millions upon millions of CO2 is emitted daily, so America has taken initiative to reduce our pollution. The smart grid is coming. To lower the carbon dioxide emissions from oil refineries that process petroleum products, one solution could be to divert and use the gas as a fertilizer in greenhouses. time is of the essence. Sustainability is possible, but until we totally redesign and modernize the national power grid, which will take time, while the climate crisis continues, we can reduce our individual carbon footprint and simply try to benefit the environment for recovery. Here are several ways to go green. Number 1. The less electrical energy your house or workplace uses, the less pollution your local power plant will emit trying to send electricity to it. So, replace a few traditional incandescent light bulbs with compact fluorescent light bulbs, CFLs. They cost more but last 10 times longer and use a lot less energy. Over the long term, you will save money on your electric bill, and because they don't need to be replaced as often as these do. If 1 million households replaced just 4 bulbs, we would eliminate close to 1 million tons of CO2. Turning off your lights when you are not in a room will also help. Number 2. Investing in more energy-efficient appliances is a smart choice. Look for the Energy Star logo on kitchen appliances, televisions, DVD players, computers, electronics, washers and dryers, dehumidifiers, air purifiers, heating and cooling systems, office equipment, building products, plumbing, and LED lighting. Tax credits or rebates are available on qualified products and recycling incentives for disposing of your old appliances. Number 3. Unplug idle appliances, electronics, and chargers when complete, and shut down computers when they are not in use. When they are plugged in, they are still drawing power. Getting rid of standby electricity could save you up to 25% on your electric bill. Either unplug those devices that are unused, especially those with high power consumption, like computers, TVs, and video games, or plug everything into a power strip, then turn the switch on and off as needed. I suggest buying a Smart Strip power strip. A Smart Strip power strip monitors plugs and shuts off the idle ones. Number 4. The less heat your house or workplace uses, the less pollution will be emitted from less fossil fuels being burned. So if you turn up your thermostat 2 degrees in the summer and turn down your thermostat 2 degrees in the winter and put on a sweater or another layer, you can reduce CO2 and your heating costs. Converting to a programmable thermostat from a manual one will fight global warming as well. Also try to clean or replace your heating and cooling system's air filters on a regular basis and service your furnace annually. Insulating your home well and sealing up leaks around windows, doors, ceilings, floors, and the attic can cut your heating and cooling costs even further. Number 5. Washing your clothes in cold water, line drying more, and waiting until you have a full load to do laundry and dishes, then leaving the dishes to dry naturally, can save you up to $400 or more a year in bills. Taking a shorter shower and using less hot water also decreases your amount of heating energy. Wrapping your water heater in a blanket can reduce up to 1,000 pounds of CO2 a year, and insulation kits cost less than $20. If you turn the temperature of your water heater down to 120 degrees Fahrenheit and insulate your hot water pipes, you can save even more energy and money. Number 6. Call your local energy utility and ask about green power. And visit the U.S. Department of Energy's Energy Efficiency and Renewable Energy Division at this link. Click on your state to find the nearest renewable energy options for your home or workplace to purchase energy from wind, solar, geothermal, biomass, landfill gas, or hydropower. It is more eco-friendly with fewer environmental impacts. Renewable energy certificates can also be bought separately. They represent the attributes of a green facility generating a certain amount of power to displace non-renewable sources from the grid. By purchasing RECs, it encourages utilities to invest more heavily into renewable sources of energy. The more people that demand clean, renewable energy, the more it will expand the market for it, create new jobs, and help alleviate the effects of climate change. Clicking on the Green Power Markets category will guide you to a list of marketers. Buying your own solar panels, if you can afford them, would be wonderful. Even if you can't afford solar panels for your house or facility, and you need to take out a loan for them, I think it would be an investment that is really worth it. You would pay off your loan periodically for clean, abundant, renewable energy from the sun and dramatically slash or eliminate your utility payments periodically for dirty, non-renewable fossil fuel energy. Much of the time, with enough solar power, it generates more energy than needed, and your meter spins backward, sending it back into the grid. You end up selling the surplus to the utility company that would give you credits to use when sunlight is absent, then calculate unused credits annually. It would pay for itself over the long term and give you a return on your investment. An off-the-grid solar power system uses a set of storage batteries for when sunlight is absent. Tax credits and incentives are available to minimize cost to the consumer. Renting solar panels is another option. Number 7. Consider buying a smaller hybrid vehicle that uses a combination of electric power and gas to run. The more fuel-efficient cars get up to 50 to 60 miles per gallon, as compared to only 35 to 40 miles per gallon. Some plug-in electric hybrids get over 100 miles per gallon. You'll save money on gas and decrease your CO2 output. Inquire about tax credits and rebates when deciding on your hybrid. Make sure you keep your tires inflated well for better gas mileage. Carpooling, walking, riding your bike, and public transit like the bus or train also conserves lots of gas and pollution. Carpooling may qualify you for insurance discounts. Certain areas offer program incentives for doing so, and see what your employer offers. Carpool lanes are another bonus. If you are flying on your next trip, you can balance out the CO2 emissions by purchasing carbon offsets for only a few dollars. If you want to offset other activities that generate carbon pollution, carbon offsets commonly invest in renewable energy projects such as wind farms and planting trees. Trees absorb CO2 from the air and release oxygen. Number 8. Bringing your own shopping bags instead of using paper bags will save trees. 500 billion to a trillion plastic bags are used every year, many of which end up as litter or in landfills and take a long time to degrade. When they do, they break into tiny pieces that can make their way into the animal food chain by contaminating the surrounding soil and waterways. When buying bags and trash bags, look for biodegradable and compostable ones. Regular plastic bags are made from the non-renewable resource petroleum, which is essentially oil. Their manufacturing uses an already rapidly diminishing resource that damages the environment from its extraction. The production of paper and plastic bags also requires energy and is polluting. Therefore, reuse or recycle paper and plastic bags. Some grocery stores and retail stores do recycle a wide range of plastic bags in clearly marked bins. Or simply bring your own, such as a recycled cotton canvas bag. It's pretty durable. You can clean it if it gets dirty. Stashing a bunch of these reusable bags in your car will help you not forget them. Number 9. Water bottles take up to 1,000 years to break down in a landfill. So either recycle them or use a non-plastic refillable water bottle. Most plastic bottles are designed for one-time use only, and if refilled, toxins from the plastic leach into the water and can adversely affect your well-being. Try using a stainless steel water bottle and drink your own tap water. You can purify it with a filter, and it's cheaper and just as healthy as bottled water, depending on your location and a bottled water brand. It is even safer to drink filtered tap water in America because many water bottle contaminant and bacteria levels are not regulated as strictly as the EPA regulates tap water levels. Some brands are actually selling repackaged tap water. The creation and delivery of water bottles to stores is polluting, so deciding to drink from the tap will lessen greenhouse gas emissions. Call your local water utility if you have questions concerning your tap water, and request the annual water quality report if it is not already online. When shopping for a filter based on what is in your water, just make sure that it is up to the NSA International, the UL, or the WQA standard. Water from a well should be tested by an approved lab. Number 10. Garbage in a landfill releases methane as it decays, which is another greenhouse gas causing global warming. Using your own coffee mug instead of that paper cup or styrofoam cup like these will preserve trees and cut down on tons of trash. Many paper cups are non-recyclable, and styrofoam cannot biodegrade for 500 years. Benzene is a toxin found in styrofoam. Why not enter coffee shops and buy your favorite coffee or tea, telling them to fill it up in a reusable mug? BPA, or bisphenol A, is a toxin found in some plastics. This mug is BPA free and made of stainless steel. Reducing and reusing as much as possible preserves our limited non-renewable fossil fuels used to manufacture and transport new and continued products. Plus, When you reduce and reuse, you are consciously making the decision to do something that has not contributed to CO2 pollution as much, thus reducing your carbon footprint. Number 11. Using rechargeable batteries is a good idea to save on energy used to recycle single-use batteries. Earth911.com shows you where and how to discard single-use batteries and rechargeables. Their toxic chemicals should be kept out of landfills. Rechargeable batteries last 3 to 4 times as long and can be reused hundreds of times before they're ready to be recycled. Better yet, solar chargers use the sun, not the socket. A large selection of many different kinds of solar products are out there waiting to be purchased by people. Last but not least, number 12. Recycling, of course, is very important to decrease harvesting the same substances from the environment, and recycling uses a lot less energy and resources to produce something than producing it from scratch. Plastic containers with the number 1 and the number 2 in the chasing arrows on the bottom are accepted by most recycling centers. All the tops need to be removed, however, because they're often made with another kind of non-recyclable plastic, unless they have an acceptable number on them. Many communities recycle differently, and if yours does not have a curbside pickup, many large grocery stores now provide a service. This is our county's curbside recycling poster. Here they accept numbers 1 through 5. If you have one where you live, I would review it and follow the outlined instructions. As an example, I'll show you how much we put into our bins. The plastic container group includes soda bottles and water bottles, juice, milk, and water jugs, windshield washer jugs. Some of these plastic coffee and juice containers can be recycled. You just have to look in the bottom to see if they are. I'd insist on using a reusable mug. Mustard and ketchup, salad dressing, peanut butter, yogurt cups, mouthwash, soap and detergent, bathing products, and lotions. If you throw styrofoam egg cartons and styrofoam food containers into the trash, they will not biodegrade quickly. To ascertain how to go about recycling these, styrofoam with a number 6 on it, and disposable styrofoam packaging, visit Earth911.com. The best thing to do would be to bring your own reusable to-go containers and buy eggs in recycled paperboard or recycled plastic cartons that can be recycled with the paper and plastic products. If you are throwing a party or own a restaurant, try opting for biodegradable disposables, utensils, and dinnerware made from cornstarch, potato starch, and sugar cane. The glass container group includes food and beverage containers, jars, liquor and wine bottles, and deposit bottles. Milk cartons, juice cartons, and juice boxes can also be recycled in the container group. Other containers include metal and aluminum food and beverage cans, plus their lids, deposit cans, foil plates and trays from takeout food, and foil wrap. This aluminum foil can easily be rinsed off and thrown into our bin. Remember that anything with a 1 and 2 in the triangle on the bottom is the most widely accepted material. If your area recycles more numbers, it should be mentioned on your poster. If you don't know, then you should call your local recycling center and find out. Remember to remove the tops without numbers from all of your containers. Paper and cardboard products should always be recycled. They include newspapers and inserts, magazines and catalogs, phone books, brown grocery bags, dry food boxes for cereal, cookies, and snacks, and really any product packaging that is made of cardboard material, non-food boxes for healthcare and gifts, like these gift boxes, toilet and paper towel tubes, pizza boxes, paperboard egg cartons, cards and envelopes, letters, school papers, all your receipts, clothing tags and price tags, colored paper, computer paper, and what I like to do with computer paper is print on both sides to conserve paper, shredded paper, cardboard boxes, which you should cut into flat sections, and all of your junk mail. You can eliminate a significant amount of your junk mail if you go to the following website, dmachoice.org. You can create an online account there, and you can stop 75% of national mailings for 3 years by sending a $1 check payable to the DMA and your name plus 2 more resident names and your address, email, and signature to this address, DMA Choice, Direct Marketing Association, P.O. Box 643, Carmel, New York 10512. A downloadable registration form is available on the site to be printed, filled out, and sent in with your information. You can stop all those credit card offers for 5 years by calling this number, 1-888-567-8688. You can cancel flyers and catalogs you don't want by simply calling them, and contact your banks and credit card companies and tell them not to release your personal information to further shrink your junk mail. Doing this will save trees, gallons of water for processing, gallons of oil, and pounds of air pollution for shipping. You can recycle certain electronics that you no longer need at Best Buy, which has a recycling program, and at earth911.com for getting rid of cell phones, computers, TVs, VCRs, DVD and MP3 players, stereos, gaming devices, and so much more. On this website, you can even find ways to recycle eyeglasses, clothes, and lots of other stuff, besides the option of dropping them off at a local thrift store like the Salvation Army or selling them on eBay or Craigslist. Freecycle.org is similar to the free section on Craigslist, allowing people to request and receive free, unwanted possessions in their own towns. Landfills are full of things taking up space that could have been used again, given away, or made into something else and into something useful. Things that will eventually release methane as they decompose because they were wasted, not recycled. Buying items made of recycled material is important too, to create a market for it. Biodegradable, recycled, and recyclable packaging is progressing into the mainstream. Reusing packaging is another good idea to be less wasteful. There are many more things you can do for the environment, but just one of these steps can add up if all of us collectively do our part. They require little effort and can have a huge impact. Mother Earth is so generous to mankind that we should do something positive for her. As conscious consumers and ordinary people, we have extraordinary power of choice. We are embarking on the end of an era and living in a revolutionary time. I would like to take this opportunity to participate in the green movement and urge you to join as well. Together, we can provide hope for a brighter future.
I'm gonna be alright. I'm gonna be okay. Keep up the fight. I'll be on my way. I'm gonna be alright. I'm gonna be okay. Keep up the fight. I'll be on my way to better days. Just keep the faith.